story time. Now, this story time is entitled God's Plan. However, we're only going to discuss chapter 1 tonight. And chapter 1 is entitled Brokenness. Now, just to jump straight into it, how many of you guys have ever been in an unsuccessful relationship and or marriage? Well, I know I have. I've been married for 13 years, or I should say was married for 13 years. And the last thing I thought I would be doing is sitting here discussing that situation with the world. I sat here for a while contemplating, should I share or should I not? But then I thought, hey, what the hell? My story could possibly help someone who is either going through it and don't know what to do, or someone who's been through it and don't know how to heal. I don't want to go too far back into my marriage, but what I will say about it is it's beautiful. Everything a girl could possibly ever want. From the extravagant wedding, beautiful wedding gown, amazing man, children, picket fence. We even had a dog. But somewhere, somehow, it went left. Years passed, ups, downs, sideways, whatever. But then we get to a point where we split for 2 years, but we were never contemplating divorce. During COVID season, we were trying to reconcile. And I remember sitting on the bed having a conversation with him. And we were going back and forth as to what it would look like to, again, reconcile. And his phone rang. I said, answer it. Nah, that ain't important. What's important is me trying to get back home. Nah, nigga, answer it. So he answered it, but he answered it with hesitancy. He answered the phone. They talked for a quick second. And he kind of went like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm sure, yeah, all is good, all is well. All right, I'll talk to you later. He got off the phone. I said, who was that? Oh, that was the principal. I said, what principal? My principal. Your principal calling you on a Saturday to check on you? Yeah. Okay, call her back. What? Call her back. He wouldn't call her back, so I took his phone and I called it. Hello? Who's this? Now, you know I can't name names, so we're just going to call her Daphne. Hey, what's up? No, who's this? Oh, this is Daphne. Daphne. Oh, so you're not, and I named the principal's name. No, I'm not. You calling him why? Oh, no, who's this? His wife. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was just calling just to check on him. My bad. So, of course, I cursed her out, smacked the shit out of him with his phone, fussed him out, put him out. No reconciliation that night. Later on, he called me, and for some reason, maybe because I wanted my home pieced back together, I accepted the call. And he said, can I please say something to you? Sure, go ahead. The only reason why I didn't tell you who that was on the other end of my phone was because I know how private you are. And I was afraid that if I told you that I reached out to her for some advice on how to get my marriage back together, that you would be upset. I believe that. Now, mind you, Daphne was not just somebody that randomly calls him. She's somebody that I knew, somebody that I worked with. And her child and my child were considered best friends. So, you know, I had a birthday party. She was there. She brought a kid to my house. We always had conversation, even so much so that when we were in the school building together and she saw my husband and my husband saw her, they would hug. Hey, brother. Hey, hey. Never thought nothing of it. Well, after I had fussed her out, I felt bad. We had an event at the school, and I saw her there. Me and my husband were standing side by side, and I said, you know, I want to apologize to her. So she walked up, and I said, hey, Daphne. She said, hey, sis, how are you? So I want to apologize to you for my response over the phone. Had he told me who he was talking to, it wouldn't have came off that way, so I'm sorry. I hugged her, I embraced her, genuinely embraced her. And my husband stood there and he watched me do so. And she was like, oh no, it's all good, girl. That's brother, we good. Walked away. Well, a couple of months passed, and again, I work at the school, he works at the school, she works at the school. All of us work together. And it's often that I would see her in transition and she's hugging him and they're off having little conversations and whatever, however, never thinking too much of it because I'm thinking it's school related. And it could have possibly been school related, but when you think about the situation and how it unfolded, nigga, nah, that's how my brain works. So anyway, how I found out. I was in the bathroom using it and two other co-workers were outside of that bathroom having a conversation, just shooting the breeze, talking about who smashed who and why they smashed them and ill and X, Y, and Z. Well, randomly my husband's name came up. So I stood there and I listened. And one of the co-workers said, and that nigga, can't say my husband's name, but, and that nigga fuck Daphne. Yo, that shit is ill. I can't believe you did some shit like that. I walked out the bathroom. They looked like they saw a ghost. I said, nah, continue. No, it's not. No, it wasn't. No, go ahead. It's good. I'm never going to say who told or who said what, because technically you didn't tell me anything. I overheard you. So he went into detail, one of the friends, and I guess some guys that's seeing this may say, yo, he broke the code, so he shouldn't have said no more than what you already heard. But needless to say, he did. And for the rest of the school day, and the fucked up part about it is I had to sit on it and process it throughout the whole entire school day and walk around in the school and still teach like my heart wasn't broken and still receive her kids like it was nothing, because I had to strategically figure out how was I going to approach this situation. Well, he came down for lunch and was like, hey, like he usually do, wanting to have a conversation, but he knew something was off. So I was like, you know, hey, I got some work to do, so I'm not going to eat lunch, but I'll come up and talk to you later. He's like, are you sure? Waited till we got home. And I said, is this something you want to tell me? And the reason why, and I want to rewind a little bit, shit started looking real crazy. Before I even heard anything happening while I was in the bathroom, she had started doing crazy shit. Like, she knew my name. She would see me in the hallway and start doing some shady ass shit like, hey, girl, I keep forgetting your name. Bitch, what? Hey, girl. So it got to the point where I was like, you know what? And the first time she did it, I was like, you know, it's rough. You know, she might be having a rough day. I get it, you know? But then it was a repeated pattern. She would see me like, girl, I keep... And so I said to her, you can't remember my name, which why I don't understand why the fuck you wouldn't. Just don't speak. And I went home one night and I said it to my husband, like, you know, hey, Daphne is doing some weird shit. And he was like, I don't, yeah, you know, that's why I don't fuck with bitches. Bitch is dumb. I blew it off. Like, you know what it is, what it is. But anyway, roll it back. I asked him, I said, is it something you want to tell me? No, what are we talking about? Is it something that you want to tell me? No, it's nothing that I want to tell you. So I said, did you fuck Daphne? What? Yo, who the fuck? Did you fuck Daphne? I would never do nothing like that. I hung up. Let's go to her, because niggas, you know how they are. So I'm thinking she gonna be a woman and say, you know, yeah, this is what was what. I called her. I would never. I don't know why I would never. Her phone, somebody clicks in. It's him. But I didn't find this out until later. He's telling her that if I happen to call her, deny it. Deny. And sure enough, she got back on the phone and continued to deny it. And I told her, like, yo, come on. Be a woman. Tell the truth. Tell me what the fuck is up. Now, mind you, did he do this on me when we were married? No, we were split. But in the moment of us having that conversation, we was airing everything out. It was no reason for you to lie to me. That was your time right there to say to me, babe, Tracy, Tess, whatever you wanted to call me, this is what I did when we had an off season. Or this is what I did when we wasn't together. I could have respected that because I gave you everything. Yo, this is what I was doing. This is X, Y, Z. And to be honest, when you was probably doing what you was doing with her, I was probably doing what I was doing with whomever, right? He had open opportunity to say these things to me, and he didn't. Needless to say, we were on our 10th anniversary, and before we went away to like renew our vows and everything, he then again had another opportunity to say to me, yo, because I said to him, yo, we're about to come, we're on 10 years now. Let's talk about it. Is it anything I need to know before we go here? Because I don't want any secrets. No, we good. I think he never thought that it would have come out, but it did, right? So, needless to say, in his phone, I even saw him texting her like, yo, this is what I need you to say to her. This is what I need, just X, Y, Z. And she did it to the Z, from A to Z. Everything he told her to do, she did it. But eventually, the truth came out, and it broke me. Broken. I continued to come to work. I continuously saw her, kept my mouth closed. I had administration say to me, you know, hey, it's around the school. Everyone knows what's going on, which they did. But I need you to sit on your hands. Please don't do nothing that would cost you your job. And I love what I did. And I wasn't going to allow anybody or anyone to trick me out of what I love doing, right? And so I would have to see her. I would have to see him. It broke me real bad. And in between classes, I would go into my office and I would cry. Because if nothing else, I felt like when that shit came out, I should have been able to say, oh, I already knew. He never gave me the opportunity to say, I already knew. So it's time to sign back on for a new school year. Let's talk about it in chapter 2. Bye.